Should you use an AI resume builder? We're going to be going into warnings, considerations, things that might help you think through your own job search here. At bare minimum, I want you to have some clarity on how you could use your own human abilities and perhaps some technology to combine forces to give you the best resume possible. Before I dive into this episode, I want to congratulate our resume package giveaway winner, James, for winning a free starter package here at Let's Eat Grandma. Congratulations, James. I am so excited for you, and I wish you the best of luck in your job search. So according to the results, we'll call them the survey results, 45% of job seekers have used I don't know why I had a French accent. That was very weird, and I hope that no one goes back and replays that. 45% of job seekers have used generative AI to build, update, or improve their resumes. And also, according to a Microsoft 2024 Work Trend Index, this indicated that 31,000 employees across 31 countries found that 3/4 of all employees are using AI at work in some capacity. I've seen some other research and studies out there that say that a good majority of folks are using AI in the workplace, but the frequency does matter. Looking at some of those studies, you'll have a pretty strong subset of the population that uses AI, say once or twice a month, or maybe like once or twice a week, just here and there. I will say on a personal level, I am on the heavier side of an AI user. I'd consider myself to be a power user, if you could even call me that, using it multiple times per day. I personally believe that this is one of the most powerful tools out there right now, and I've used it to break through creative barriers and get past writer's block and to think about some new strategies and some ideas. A practical implication for me in this podcast could be, hey, I'm coming up with a podcast episode on AI resume builders. What are 3 considerations that folks might need to know about AI resume builders? And a tool like ChatGPT could give me 3 pretty darn solid recommendations here. So I'm by no means saying that AI is bad. I'm by no means saying that an AI resume builder is going to ruin your job search. But what I am saying is to proceed with caution, because I'm seeing a lot of crappy resumes out there and a lot of things out there that could be working against you in your job search. So let me give a few of those risks here, and I will identify a solution that I believe will be useful for you as the job seeker on how to give you the best resume that will boost your results. But here are some risks when it comes to AI resume builders. Number 1, it's becoming easier and easier to get lazy. I would use that as the positive there, but to almost fabricate the information that ends up on your resume. It's so easy, and I'm speaking from experience and knowing how easy it is to put something on an input and see how professional it looks when you get the return on the AI output. It is so easy for job seekers to say, okay, come up with a job description of a senior software developer, and not really to take the time to look through section by section to make sure that this speaks to you as a candidate, or even zooming out to say, does this match the general big picture of the jobs that I'm going to be applying for? So this is the risk. To give a little bit of nuance there, this is not going to sound as human as it could. There are some things that the average person, I believe, can pick up when it comes to looking at a resume and seeing, okay, was this a bot that wrote this line, or was this something that was carefully thought out by a human? In fact, from that same Canvas study, this is the survey that talked about how frequent job seekers are using AI in their job search. The same study said that a majority of hiring managers, 67% of hiring managers, believe they can tell when they are reading an AI modified resume. Of course, there's human bias here. Folks believe that, of course, my judgment is awesome. So most people are going to say, I'm a great driver, for example, or I am just awesome at interviewing. But there is something to be said about when you think about reading something that is written by a human or something that was written by AI, you can kind of feel the difference between something that was machine made versus human made. There are certain things and certain phrases that humans say versus those repetitive words that we are seeing the algorithms spit out, because this is just something that the AI has been trained on. Be careful there, particularly when it comes to phrasing. Folks can sense when you are using AI language. I'm not saying all the time, but there's a good chance if you're leaning heavily on AI that this is going to work against you. The second reason why folks might be missing the mark on AI resumes, or where AI resume builders may be truly failing job seekers, are formatting choices. These are some of the same designs that resume builders have existed for decades. As long as there's been software out there, there's been some form of resume builder out there. But these formats are just, I need to start being more upfront in these episodes. Just dog awful, just terrible. I'm seeing so many resumes out there that have a picture on the very top of the resume. And it's like, you're not applying for a modeling agency. Why are you including a picture in the first place? Or resumes that have all sorts of colors on it, or icons, or 2 columns, things like that, that work against the job seeker. It doesn't put the focus on the amazing things that you've done and how they pertain to the job posting. Those are the things that I'm seeing a lot of these AI resume builders still spit out. Again, that's not really a call out for AI, but a lot of these same companies and software out there don't understand what it is that is getting job seekers noticed this year, even though it's very impressive that they could come up with a piece of software like this. That's thing number 2. The third thing, and this is the biggest thing that I'm going to tell you in today's episode, you might miss the mark on content if you are just leaning on the AI. The things that are most important, the things that are going to get you noticed and eventually get you hired, are the impact that you've made for the company, are those results you've achieved for the company, and even some of the human things that you've done in a particular point in time with your team. Think about you on a daily basis. You could not accurately, in one sentence, portray how your day has gone and just like put that in a real generic job description. You can't say, okay, I led a team of 10 to 15 software developers to come up with projects that helped with efficiency. Like, you can't just leave it at that, because your story goes so much more beyond that. What were the tools that you used to lead those teams there? What were some of the challenges that you had to overcome? Like, get specific. Those are the things that AI is not ever at any point soon, I should say, going to pick up and include in your resume, because you don't have a little device that's following you around all day and noting and understanding how you work as a human and saying, okay, these are some really powerful things that I can later include in a resume. At the end of the day, that's going to be your own gut and your own human expertise that's going to include these things, that these are the things that will get you noticed and eventually hired. So think about that very carefully. So here is my solution for you. I'm not going to be a huge AI critic all day. Again, I'm the one that uses it every day, but use it very cautiously and very intelligently here. In fact, I would propose that every job seeker listening to this still uses Microsoft Word, because this is the tool for crafting resumes. It's been the tool for decades. Use Microsoft Word to create your resume still. If you are going to use AI, use ChatGPT strategically to craft specific things in your resume. Do not use it as a crutch. Say, for example, you're stuck on coming up with phrasing for a particular bullet point. You say, gee, how do I tell people that I used Salesforce to drive a 10% increase in my company? I don't want to use the word drive, and I want to talk about adoption there. So type a sentence like that into ChatGPT and see what it comes up with. Don't use the first thing that it comes up with. Say, maybe come up with 3 or 4 different examples of that bullet point, and use your own human judgment to come up with the best one that's going to make your resume. So believe me, you're going to want to lean in on your own human judgment first and foremost, and use AI as a small tool within your job search. So 80% you, 20% AI is perfectly fine with me. I want to put something out there that might be more speculation, but I'm hearing it more and more often. It's that certain companies are searching for AI resumes and they're not considering it to be something that is an asset. In fact, they are looking to filter out AI resumes for candidates that are applying with them. Again, I want to give you the most accurate knowledge possible. I typically try to cite sources. I don't have any here. This is just going to be hearsay from what I have heard certain hiring managers and people tell me what they've done. So it's a bit more anecdotal. But just know that this is something that folks could be actively looking for and removing your resume because you used AI. So thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that this was useful, insightful, and not all doomsday, because I want this to be a very solutions-oriented podcast for you. Make sure to head on over to letseatcommagrandma.com/podcast to find out more about what we can do for you. We have a free resume review. We have a downloadable ebook that you can get completely for free as a resource for you and your job search. And if you are looking for someone to handle your resume writing, you can, of course, partner up with one of our professionals here. We would love to take care of you. So thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have an awesome rest of your week, and I'll see you next time. There are 30 possible resume mistakes stopping you from landing interviews. And please, whatever you do, don't submit your resume to another bot who won't listen. As a top resume service, we've helped thousands of job seekers. And with our expert eye, Let's Eat Grandma will transform your resume into a job-winning masterpiece. Don't wait. Submit your resume to Let's Eat Grandma now for a free critique.